Hey guys, welcome back to the Spooky Swans podcast. I'm Jess.
I'm Josh.
And today we got another great episode for you guys. I'm just gonna dive right into it. So this week is at the end of the month, we always review a listener's choice.
Mm-hmm.
And whether that be their favorite film or their very first film. So this happens to be another one of my coworkers' favorite film. So it is
Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat. Yep. Another great early 2000s film.
2007.
2007. I would still count that as early 2000s.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite horror movies, I would say.
It's one of my favorite of the time killers. Halloween killers.
You're referring to Sam?
I'm referring to Sam.
Okay.
Yes.
Sam's adorable.
He's adorable, but I like the reason behind why he kills. Because you know how every killer has some type of motive? Not everybody, but
I'm still unclear. Is he just like the spirit of Halloween? Is that
I believe so. I believe that he... So, remember Rhonda? I think we're jumping a little too far, but...
It's fine.
So there is a character you're going to meet later on in the film. Her name is Rhonda. She was asked if she really liked Halloween. And she said, "You mean Samhain or whatever?"
Samhain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sam's name actually stems from that.
Oh, okay. So yeah, Spirit of Halloween.
Yeah. And that is like an ancient festival that inspired modern Halloween.
I like it.
Yes. And I know Josh had even Googled where Halloween came from. Because when I was young, I was told Halloween came because they were trying to scare like the scarecrows and stuff. So originally they would just put scarecrows up and then eventually just became like something to do for kids.
No, it was the Irish.
It was the Irish.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
It was a festival, I believe.
You're welcome. Yeah, they invented the jack-o'-lantern and all of that, and it came, all the way from Ireland, my ancestors. So you're welcome. But
Josh is a
yeah, I'm a mix. Let's see, I'm Irish, Scottish, Italian. I had a great grandma from Singapore. Don't know how that happened. Like 1% Indian. Like I'm all over the place. But it's fine. But yeah, so much like me being all over the place, this movie's also all over the place because there's like several stories in one and they all kind of culminate together. So we're just going to dive in because there's a lot to cover in such a short movie. It's a very quick movie.
It is. It's like an hour and some change, basically.
Like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, but what I like about it is all the stories intertwine somehow. Even if it's just like snippets. But anyways, this whole film you do see several little short stories in one. And it's a series of over the night of Halloween.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in a small Ohio town. Pretty sure it's Ohio.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Warren Valley, Ohio. Is their inspo. But the actual film was filmed in Canada.
Understandable.
So, makes sense because I saw that it came out 2007, but then I saw something else said released 2009, and I was like, what the heck? But then I looked deeper into it, and it was that it came to the US 2009.
I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Setting wise, you could have told me that was Salem, and I wouldn't have known the difference because they did Halloween right in this movie. Like they had a parade and festivities, and like the town went all out. And I was like, I always thought it was Salem, but no, I guess it's Ohio.
Yeah, there are a lot of little towns that do nice things for Halloween. So if you live in a really nice town that does a lot of community things for Halloween, let us know because Josh and I are always looking to venture out to any state that has a Halloween community. We always joke and say that we want to move to wherever that is because we just love Halloween that much and all things spooky.
Yeah, we have trips planned. Like we want to go to Salem. What's the town that does Halloween Town where they light the pumpkin every
Oh,
year?
Oregon.
I want to go there. Um,
That's all the way on the West Coast.
it's fine. I'll go.
So we would have to go to there. The thing is, we want to go there because they do the pumpkin lighting ceremony for Halloween Town.
Hmm.
But then also the last remaining Blockbusters is in Oregon, believe it or not.
Hmm.
So when I had mapped it out to see how we could go to both things, I was like, we're going to have to rent a car and drive out afterwards because they're on the completely different sides of things. Like one is 2 hours away.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Be a good road trip. But yeah. So movie starts off with a couple coming home from the parade and returning from another episode, Leslie Bibb, who was the mom in The Babysitter.
Yeah, I kept looking at her. I was like, she was in another movie, right? That we reviewed.
Mm-hmm.
And I just could not put my finger on it. And then Josh was like, yeah, that's Cole's mom from The Babysitter. And I was like, oh my God, how did I forget? We just did The Babysitter.
Yep. But yeah, so they're coming home from the parade. She's dressed as a giant robot, and he's dressed as someone out of Flashboard, and he loves Halloween. Like he decked out their house. There's decorations all over the yard, and she hates Halloween. And first thing she does is she goes to the jack-o'-lantern and blows out the candle, which is a big no-no on Halloween. You're supposed to let it burn all night.
So I didn't actually know that.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I'm not a sourpuss, or a fun sucker per se, like I love Halloween. So I wouldn't think to like blow out a jack-o'-lantern on Halloween. But I didn't know that that was a superstition that you're not supposed to blow it out the same day.
Yeah, it's tradition.
Do you know exactly why?
Scares away evil spirits. Halloween is the one time of the year where you know, the the wall between the living and the dead is at its thinnest.
Mm,
So spirits cross over on the one night of the year. But if the jack-o'-lantern's lit, it usually keeps away bad spirits.
I feel like that's Easter.
How? How's that Easter?
I don't know. Like, I just feel like.
You want to scare away rabbits, so you put chocolate eggs out? What's your logic?
No, I'm just saying, like, like the whole, like, never mind.
Easter is when Jesus came back. Halloween is when everyone else comes back. There you go. There's the difference.
I don't know. Like, I would think that him coming back would just, like, I don't know.
Realistically, if Jesus were to come back now in 2026, it would be horrifying because you're like a zombie. Back then, it was probably a magical thing. Now that freaked people out.
You're a zombie.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, the rapture. So.
It's fine.
Yeah.
We're all going eventually. Anyway. So she blows out the candle, even though he tells her, like, don't do it. It's tradition. She's like, I don't care. And then she's like, we need to take all these decorations down because you're not going to do it tomorrow. You're going to sleep in and then play video games and be lazy. And then she's like, my mom's coming. She's going to flip out. And all he wants to do is hook up. And she's like, all right, go inside. I'll be right there. And I don't know if this is a normal thing, but he goes in and just puts porn on and just waits for her.
She tells him to go put the tape on,
VHS tape, yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to take the decorations down. So he passes out.
This part always grinds our gears because if you don't like Halloween that much, and there are people out there that are not like big Halloween fans.
Yeah.
They're weird, but it's not everybody's favorite holiday. I have to respect that.
Well, it's like me. I don't like Christmas, but people go apeshit for that.
Yeah, to me, Christmas is a very melancholy time.
Yeah.
So I kind of agree. I like little aspects of it, but yeah, I don't like what it has become more. But anyways, what was I saying?
Some people hate Halloween.
Some people hate Halloween. Okay, I get it. I understand. However, if you hate Halloween that much and you knew that your mom also hates Halloween and was coming to visit the very next day after Halloween, why put out that many decorations out on your front lawn?
It made zero sense, and the lawn was covered in like giant ornaments.
Yeah, and it was decked out.
Yeah.
Usually people that are like, or they're not like my mom, for example. She doesn't mind Halloween, right?
Mm.
Not her favorite holiday, but she doesn't mind it. She puts out one blow up thing out in her front yard, and that's it. And that's Halloween for her. And she puts out some candy, and that's it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not for everyone.
Why do something like that instead?
Push the plot along, I guess. But
how do you marry somebody who is really, really into the holiday and you're really, really not?
They were a weird match. We'll leave it at that. They were a very weird match.
Yeah.
So, like we said, he goes in, immediately passes out because he's drunk. She's ripping down decorations, watching kids run by, which also, it can't be that late at the night that kids are still out trick-or-treating and you're already ripping down decorations. Like, aren't you expecting trick-or-treaters?
I don't know. I mean, to be honest with you, the trick-or-treaters were weird because at one point it did look like it was super late and they were like randomly coming still.
I mean, I guess in terms of where this story lands with the other ones, it's gotta be like midnight. But there's still kids out and people like going out to places. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old and don't go out that late, but.
No, I mean, our town has a curfew.
Yeah. Our town Halloween kind of sucks now. It used to be great.
It used to be great. There used to be this guy who would, when I was younger, way, way, way younger, there used to be this guy who would dress up as a bush and he would sit on his lawn. He must have been like the kids. I think it was a mom and a dad and they had 3 boys, I believe. And they just, every time they would leave, they would just pass down this bush costume. And people would like stand out in the middle of the street and daring each other to like run up and get a piece of candy from the mom. And she'd just be sitting on a lawn chair in the middle of the yard. And he would chase people. He would chase people in the bush costume. He would chase them down the street. Usually when he was busy chasing someone down the street is when we would run up and grab a piece of candy. Yeah, I was super young at that time. But
it was all in good fun though.
It was just the best. It was like the highlight of Halloween. We would always go over there to that house. But eventually, they aged out and they're no longer the fun house anymore.
See, we had a different childhood tradition because we grew up next to a bar. So we would go trick-or-treating and then us kids would sit on the steps going up to our apartment watching over the bar and watching drunk people come out and just get fucked with because there was a group that would go around and TP people's cars and like they duct taped these girls into their car one year, like passing a
Oh
roll of
my
tape.
God.
Yeah, it was pretty great. And we were just like, I don't know, like 7 years old, just watching this laughing, eating candy like that. It's a really dumb memory, but it was funny to us.
That, and then I just remember being so young and actually pouring out. We would get so much candy that instead of using the regular candy bags, we would use pillowcases
Yeah.
as our bags. And then by the end of the night, when we were done trick-or-treating, my cousins and I would get together and we would dump all of our candy, and we would start trading and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously the adults would do the casual, oh, let me inspect your candy or whatever.
Yeah,
But I'm
that
like,
scam.
I know you want some candy, just take whatever.
Don't take whatever. Fuck right off.
No.
But Halloween's not fun anymore. People aren't like putting razor blades in chocolate anymore. Like it's not even fun. But anyway,
Well, that's not what made it fun. But yeah.
not in your neighborhood.
And then also, not only Halloween was more fun back then, it was also Mischief Night was more fun. We didn't have these Ring cameras around, so
No, you could fuck with whoever you wanted, and
yeah.
you waited all year for Mischief Night because you wanted to hit the house of the person that annoyed you the most.
Yeah.
And we did. We would fuck up our own street, and it would be ruined by morning.
Yeah.
Like every tree would have teepee hanging down and shaving cream everywhere, eggs all over the place. It was a good time.
Yeah. TP everywhere. Cars, houses, trees. You can't do that anymore.
You don't see it anymore, and it's
No.
really depressing.
The kids are boring now, too.
Kids are lame as shit.
And then they don't really, then there's a lot of kids that don't even go door to door anymore with their parents. They go to what it's called trick or treat now, or trunk or treat.
I hate that term.
And, I guess it is safer. I will say that. It is safer because, it'll be like the elementary school kids, they all get together and then their parents set up their trunks and, have candies and like they go around trick or treating that way and stuff. But it's to the point that the parents are like, okay, well, they already did that. I don't need to take them around anymore to go trick or treating.
Yeah. I don't know. It's depressing. We went trick or treating at 21. Me and my two friends, because we were very bored and we wanted candy. But in my friend's neighborhood, adults did it right because they knew when adults were trick or treating, and instead of handing out candy, they were handing out little bottles of liquor. So we made out like kings that night.
Yeah. And then at my aunt's house, she's the fun house. Like people will physically drive to my aunt's house to see all her monsters and ghouls out. Like she has it decked out.
Yeah.
She's got like the 12-foot skeletons on her yard, and then another big ass skeleton, a bow, anything you can think of. That woman is crazy. She loves Halloween.
We all put it together.
Yes. And I aspire to be like her.
I like it.
Later on in life. But she actually goes out of her way and she buys king-size chocolate bars. Mm-hmm. She gives out water. She gives out juice boxes. She gives out little gummies for the little kids that don't like candy or don't eat candy yet.
And this is also why we go to her house every year. One, because it's fun, and two, because whenever we leave, there's always a shit ton of candy left over. And she's like, please take some. I'm like, well, okay.
Yeah, the minute I walk in, I'm already taking big candy bars. And then she's like, oh, please take some. I'm like, I already took some, but I'm going to take more.
My overalls were stuffed with candy bars last year. Anyway, back to the movie.
Back to the movie. The reason why we got so into Halloween is because this movie is supposed to be a day of Halloween.
It's the whole day.
Yeah.
So, like we were saying, she was ripping down decorations. Kids were still out. Blah blah blah. She's ripping down the sheets off of like these ghost decorations and gets attacked and just fucked up. She gets like torn apart and killed. Uh, cut back to her husband who is waking up after the tape played all the way through and is now static. And he goes outside to look for her and he's like, what the hell? And he goes and he sees one sheet still up and he pulls it down and there she is, just bloody as shit, a giant uh, jack-o'-lantern, like lollipop jammed in her mouth, and he just flips the fuck out,
Yep.
as you would.
And then rolling credits.
Roll the credits for a fun movie. Um, the next little story is one of my favorites. I love the principal. So his name is Principal Wilkins. Uh, and he likes Halloween, I would say, because he gets to do his favorite thing.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to. But before we meet him, if you've ever seen Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton, the little fat kid that's in it, he is now a big fat kid, and he's in this movie, and he's knocking down jack-o'-lanterns and stealing candy and just being a piece of shit.
Yeah, smashing the jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah. And then he gets to Principal Wilkins' house, and there's a sign that says, "Please take one, we're not home." He empties the whole bowl into his bag as he does. And then there's Principal Wilkins just coming back with more candy. And he's like, "Take a seat, Charlie. Let's talk." And he's just basically like giving him more candy. He's like, "Here, eat up." He's like, "Oh, even though it's not good for your diabetes, go ahead, eat it up."
Yeah, he lectures him too.
Yeah. He's telling him like the rules of Halloween and like people don't follow tradition anymore. As he's carving a jack-o'-lantern, like almost stabs him in the face by
And
accident.
Charlie freaked out because he has a big knife with him. He's like, it's for the jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah. He's like, "Don't worry, it's not for you." Then he gives him a candy bar and he's letting him eat it. And then as he's going over the traditions, he's like, "Charlie, you start to see getting a little sick." And he's about to throw up. And Principal Wilkins is like, "That reminds me of one more tradition. Always inspect your candy." And then Charlie just projectile vomits all over the stairs. Just blood.
It's blood, right? Yeah. Well, it's supposed to be.
Just throws up blood everywhere because Principal Wilkins laced it with cyanide to kill him. And he just throws up all of his guts all over the stairs. And it's hilarious. I don't know, because he turns and he throws up on his shirt, and it's really, really funny. So then you learn that Principal Wilkins is a fucking serial killer and
Kills children.
likes to kill children, especially on Halloween. Because then he's dragging Charlie in the house, and like Charlie's still throwing up all over him, and he's like, "Ah, god damn it." And then this is where we first see Sam, actually, because we don't really see him entirely in the beginning, but a couple kids from another story show up trick-or-treating.
Yeah, so who shows up are a few of the kids that are going to be in our next scene, but it's Maisie, Sarah, and Chip who shows up at his doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
And they are asking for jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah, they're asking for jack-o'-lanterns. Like, "Oh, we're collecting them for a scavenger hunt for UNICEF." And he's like, "Well, if it's for a good cause." And he hands out candy, and then they all run off, and then we see little Sam just standing there, and he just snatches a candy bar and runs away.
And he's like, "Did you get one?" And takes a candy and leaves.
So, cut to him in the backyard, digging up a big hole. And there's already a few bodies in there. He's been busy. I think there's like 2 other bodies already down there. the neighbor's dog starts barking, which we don't. Did we figure out his name yet? Because
It's either Spike or Spite.
yeah,
I think it's Spike,
I think it's Spike too. I think
but the way
the
that
subtitles were
the
off.
owner says it sounds like Spite.
Yeah, he's an old man. Gets
Yeah.
winded a lot.
But I feel like he does say,
I think it's Spike. It has to be. Spite is a stupid name. But yeah, so he's digging a big.
no, it is Spite.
Is it really?
It's Spite.
That's odd. What a weird choice. The dog looks like a Spike too. I don't know.
I guess because, I don't know. Dog is a yapper.
He is a yapper.
So,
Spite is barking through a hole in the fence, and his owner comes out, who is Mr. Wilkins' neighbor, and he's like, "Spite, what are you doing? Who are you barking at?" And then he's peeking through a hole in the fence. He's like, "Wilkins, what are you doing? Digging bodies? What are you doing?" And he's like, "No, it's a septic tank issue." He's like, "Oh, it smells like a dead whore. Fix it." He's like, "Yeah, all right." And he wanted to keep Spike quiet before he came out, so he cut off a finger and threw it over, which was pretty funny. And he's like, "All right, happy Halloween." He's like, "Screw you."
Screw you. Keep your kid out of my yard.
Yeah. He's like, "What?" Which, again, this will all come back. So Mr. Krieg, the neighbor, goes back inside, and Mr. Wilkins is continuing digging this hole, and his fucking annoying kid, Billy, starts yelling from the upstairs. It's like, "Daddy, I want to come back from trick-or-treating." It's like, "All right, Billy, shut up." And he's just, waking the neighbors and being annoying while his dad's burying dead bodies. So he's freaking out.
Yeah.
But then he's like, "I want to carve the jack-o'-lantern." And then,
Well, originally he was like, I want to go to the festival with you.
he's like, "I can't. Daddy has a date." And he's like, "Oh." And he's like, "We're going to carve a jack-o'-lantern and make caramel apples." And he's like, "All right, but you got to help me with the eyes." And he's like, "All right." So,
Telling him to be quiet.
mhm.
He comes back, yells again. And he's like, but don't forget to help me with the eyes.
He keeps repeating it.
Yeah.
And he's also like, "Go inside and watch Charlie Brown. I'll be right there." He's like, "Charlie Brown's an asshole." He's like, "Billy Wilkins." It's hilarious. So, cut to Principal,
Wilkins.
Principal Wilkins patting down the dirt. He's finished burying the bodies. He goes inside, and Billy jumps out and scares him, and you could see he's just fed up. He's like, "Ugh, this kid's annoying."
You find out that his mom passed away too.
Yeah.
Because he's like bitching underneath his breath, and he's like, Daddy, this.
He's
Daddy.
like, "Daddy, you gotta help me with the eyes. Daddy, why isn't mommy here? Dad," like he's going, "You're learning a lot."
Uh-huh.
So he's like, "All right, let's carve the jack-o'-lantern now. Let's go downstairs to the basement." Billy's like, "Okay." And as he's walking by, he just slowly picks up a butcher knife, and you're like, "Oh, this kid's fucked." They go downstairs, and then you see Billy's face, like at the table, just looking all excited down at presumably a pumpkin. And Principal Wilkins just raises the knife and slams it down, and you're like, "Oh, he just killed this little kid." But then the camera turns, and you see that it's Charlie's head sitting on the table as their jack-o'-lantern. And Billy's like, "Remember, you got to help me with the eyes this time." And you see Principal Wilkins teaching his son how to carve up a dead body. Awesome. I don't know why. I thought that was cool.
I'm just happy he didn't kill his son. Probably killed the mom.
Probably. More than likely, yeah.
Because those other bodies in there, like, I'm assuming one of them is the mom and probably another kid.
He could have killed the mom before that, though. We don't know.
Who knows?
It's hard to say. Um, Now we meet the kids from earlier.
Yep. Okay, so it comes back to Maisie, Sarah, and Chip, and Schroeder.
Schrader.
Schrader?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sorry. He has a weird ass name. I originally thought it was Trader.
Schrader's a very odd name. I don't know what it would be short for.
Schrader. I don't think it's short for anything. I think the actual name is Schrader. Where does this origin of that name
I'm going to say Canada, probably.
stem from?
Canadians always name their kids weird shit.
Yeah, so do people here.
Eh.
I had, and I'm just gonna say it because I don't feel like those people, I'm probably never gonna see those people, and I don't think these people are gonna ever listen to this.
Mm.
At my old job, I had two coworkers. One of them named their kid, and I apologize if this is your name, but one of them named their kid Fortune.
Mm.
But instead of spelling it with an F, they spelt it with a PH.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were thinking it was Fortin or Portin.
It's a rough name.
That's a rough name to live your life with. And then another coworker of mine named her son Banks, which I guess is not as bad, but
It's fine. Compared to the other one, you.
definitely fine, better than the other one. But I don't know. When I hear Banks, I think a dog.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people on TikTok are naming their dogs Banks.
Well, it's like the kid from Goosebumps. His name was Champ, and it was short for champion.
Yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, so we meet these kids, and they are going house to house looking for jack-o'-lanterns.
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So sorry. I looked up Schrader. It's a German origin name.
Sounds about right.
Weird, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Bad name. But yeah, they're going house to house looking for jack-o'-lanterns, and they're like bumping into their teachers who are like drunk having a weird party. And
They're having an orgy in the background.
yeah, they're offering the kids like, "Do you want to come in for a drink?" Which is very weird.
Yeah.
These kids are like kids. And they're like, "No, we just want your pumpkin." And they took it and left. And then we meet Rhonda, whose front yard is covered in jack-o'-lanterns, like 50 plus. And we don't know what's happening yet, but they tell Schrader, like, "All right, you're up. You talk to her." And they like leave him there. And he stays to like, I don't know, flirt, I guess. But Rhonda's a bit off. Like, she's not, I don't know. She's a sweet kid. She's an innocent kid. She doesn't,
Probably that. She's an innocent kid.
yeah.
She's probably like a little bit more sheltered.
Yeah.
I would think. Like kids that are more sheltered are a little bit more weird.
Yeah. She's, she likes what she likes. And she's very into Halloween. She carved all the jack-o'-lanterns herself.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, they're not all friends, but they invited her out, so they all go.
They ask her for a couple jack-o'-lanterns, the rest that they need to complete
whatever they were doing, and then they end up at an abandoned rock quarry that their town just happens to have. So they get there, and that's where Macy decides to tell them all the story of the rock quarry, which basically is a long time ago, there were kids that went to a special school, and their parents got fed up with having to deal with them because they were a lot to handle. So the parents all got together and paid the bus driver basically to, instead of bringing them home that day, drive them to the rock quarry and get rid of them. And we see the bus driver, driving this short bus of kids all in costumes, and he gets to the rock quarry and he's like passing out candy and checking to see that their chains, because they're all chained up now, are holding tight. And one of the kids starts freaking the fuck out. He's like, I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. And he manages to get his restraints off. And while the bus driver's at the back of the bus, he runs up and starts the bus and starts going forward. And the bus driver tries to run back, but another kid trips him. And the whole bus just goes over the edge into the rock quarry and sinks in the water. And somehow, bus driver survived.
Yeah, he was the only one to pop off,
Mm.
which was crazy because he wasn't, obviously the other kids that were restrained weren't going to come up, but
No.
if he somehow came up, then the kid that drove the bus should have came up too.
I
think.
thought about that, and him being in the front seat with no seatbelt, it's very possible that when the bus hit, he went through the window.
Gotcha. Okay.
The bus driver was in the back, so he probably flew forward but didn't, die. So, he probably got hurt, but he was okay enough to get out. Probably climbed out the back. But
If he was able to climb out the back.
yeah, he was fucked up.
Because if you're falling forward, you would probably slide forward. But I would just think that he would die also. I don't think he should have. Realistically, I don't think anybody should have survived that at all.
No.
But somehow the bus driver survived it.
Yeah, somehow he did. So basically, Macy's telling them, so we're here with our jack-o'-lanterns, one for each kid, to pay our respects. We're going to go down to the bottom of the quarry by the water, and we're going to, leave them for the kids. And no one questions it. They're like, yeah, okay.
Well, they're all a little freaked out.
They're freaked out, but they're not like, why would we do that? But they're, no.
Yeah, I'm shocked that they went along with it.
Yeah.
So they get into this cage that brings them down. But at first it's Maisie Schrader, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did I say his name right? And Sarah. They get into this little gate, little box thing themselves. And then Maisie closes it and says, oh, it can only hold 3 safely. We'll send it back up right afterwards.
Mm.
So they go down first. Eventually they send it back up. Chip and Rhonda get in with the rest of the pumpkins. They go down, and then they didn't hear the kids at all. So Chip was acting like he was freaked out.
Well, you could see the lights from the jack-o'-lanterns in the fog down below.
Uh-huh.
And then you hear the kids start freaking out. They're screaming down below.
So Chip is acting freaked out, and sweet, sweet little Rhonda is opens the door to the gate and says, are you coming? To Chip. And Chip is like, he's freaked out. And then she's like, okay, stay in there. I'm gonna go check it out. Leave the jack-o'-lanterns on. They'll protect you.
Yeah, she's the sweetest friggin' kid.
Yeah, she's just so sweet. So she goes over to go check it out. You see the bus, actually.
Yeah, that part confused me. Sorry to tangent for a second, but if you were trying to hide a horrific thing, wouldn't you make sure the bus was out of sight? It's half out of the water.
They just never went looking for it. Because even Maisie said, they just never went looking for it.
No one ever questioned it.
No, they were just like, oh, kids didn't come home or whatever. It was an accident.
No.
To be fair, the parents wanted to get rid of these kids.
Yeah.
So, which is horrible. But they wanted to get rid of them, so why would they question? Because they were supposed to be disturbed, disabled children, and this was back in
Had to have been like the 40s or 50s. It was definitely a long time ago.
Definitely a long time ago where that was, you know.
Yeah. But, yeah, so Rhonda gets closer to the water and she sees like a mask floating in the water. And out pop three monsters, starts chasing her and freaking her out. And she's just backing away. And then
She starts running at first and drops her glasses. They run over her glasses. I'd be pissed if I were a parent.
Yeah.
Eventually they catch up to her. She starts backing away and hits her head on what, a rock, a branch? I don't know. She hits her head hard though.
She falls into a puddle and like passes out.
She hits her head really hard though. Passes out. Kids are like, oh shit.
Yeah. And then she comes to, and then they all take their masks off, and it's her so-called friends fucking with her and being really fucking cruel. And Schrader is like comforting her, which I don't know. If I was her, I would be like, why don't you fuck right off, dude? Like,
Well, she's just freaked out.
yeah.
So he goes to comfort her and say, are you okay? Like, this isn't funny anymore. And Maisie's like, it was funny until, you know, I thought it was pretty funny and stuff. And then he pretty much yells at her and says, you know, she's scared to death. What more do you want?
Yeah.
And tells everybody, you know what, go pack up. We're leaving. And she's trying to argue with him, but it's like, what more do you want? She's scared. Like, so he's like looking at her head and everything, asking her if she's okay and comforting her. The three of them go back to go pick up their things. And Chip points out, oh, there's one jack-o'-lantern still lit. Maisie goes, kicks the jack-o'-lantern into the water, and it's out. And then you start hearing little laughter, mischievous laughter
and chains
from children. And they start screaming because they're freaked out. Trader goes over there. He's like, now what? And then he's like, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go check to see what's up with them. So he goes over there. Rhonda, at this time, she starts looking back at the gate. I don't know if you realize that. So obviously she's probably like, I'm going to the gate. F this. They're probably trying to scare me again. And then Schrader, whatever, goes over there, starts yelling at him. And they're all like hysterical, freaking out, telling him there's noises, everything. And he at first is like not believing in them. Like, come on, guys, like put it to rest. Like, but then he starts hearing the noises. And then you see all the children from the bus massacre start popping out. And they're closing in on them. So then they all start screaming and they start all running. And Sarah, like, gets caught by one of them. Like, they had chains on their little costumes. So she gets pulled. And Maisie tries to go for her, but they end up just running away.
Yeah, so fuck that.
They're like, fuck that. We got to save ourselves, which that's fucked up. But same. If I was in that situation, same.
Wow.
Probably. Because I don't know, man. I'd freak out. I mean, if it was you, I know you would be able to take care of yourself.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm like, they'd be fucked if it was you. I guess I would try, like, if it was, I don't know. I don't know.
It's impossible to say. But
it's impossible to say unless you're in that predicament. Because I would like to say that I would just leave.
Yeah.
because I'd be scared shitless, but sometimes you think you would be the type to run and then you end up being the type that just freezes.
Mm. We've seen that.
Like that time that I closed my water bottle and the water just poured and then you were like, what are you doing? Go over this thing. And I just freaked out and closed it more.
Yeah, it wasn't fight or flight. It was just stand there, dump water everywhere.
Yeah, I just froze. So
And you went
I
and
was
grabbed a
like,
towel and dumped the mop bucket over too.
that's what I'm saying. So maybe I'm just the type that just freezes.
It's fine.
That's not fine if it's like a life or death situation.
Well, in this case, it was just funny, but yeah. Anyway, so the kids are running back. They get to the little gate elevator thing, and Rhonda has already locked herself inside. They were like, Rhonda, open the gate. Let us in. Like, come on. They're coming. Like, let's go. And Rhonda basically just slowly hits the button and starts going up without them.
Rhonda's revenge. Thank God for her, girl.
Yeah, needless to say, she's like, fuck you. And like, just keeps going. And as she gets to the top, you just hear the sounds of like bones crunching and like people being torn apart down below.
And them screaming.
And then she just slowly opens the gate, walks out with her little wagon full of jack-o'-lanterns, and looks up, and there's Sam just sitting there. And they just kind of, stare at each other and then go their separate ways.
If that was me and someone locked me out of the gate, wouldn't you hold on from the bottom while the gate was going up?
If you could, I don't know if that'd be possible.
I would attempt to. I mean, I know I'm not athletic at all, but if I knew I was going to either die or it was like, you got to climb that shit, then I'm probably doing that.
Gotta try something. They fucking gave up immediately.
Well, the kids did close up on them.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was a fun story. I like that one.
I did really like that one too. I liked that she did get her little revenge at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Because screw them.
Yeah.
You broke my glasses and everything. Why would I save you?
Yeah, they were shit.
Yeah, they were really shitty.
Yeah. Now we meet Lori, who is played by Anna Paquin. You'll know her from True Blood, X-Men, all those shows and movies. She's in her early 20s, and we see her getting ready at like a Halloween store with her sister and friends or other sister. I don't know what the relation was.
Friends.
Yeah, they're all in their own dressing rooms talking about different Halloween parties they've been to over the years, and like, woman knocks on the door. She's like, ladies, there's children around. Watch our language, please. As her son is like peeking through the door at them.
Yeah, watching them like change.
Yeah.
Being a little peeping Tom.
It's weird that they're buying their costumes like in the middle of Halloween.
You'd be surprised how many people do that. So there was one year I worked at Spirit Halloween. And if you don't know what that is, you should. It's just a Halloween store that only comes seasonal.
Yeah, if you don't know what Spirit Halloween is, find an abandoned building and just wait. It's going to show up there.
It's really funny. It's like the running meme of anything closing down, and then there's just like a banner that says Spirit Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen it at the most craziest things too. Like, remember that submarine that...
Oh, God, yeah.
That imploded?
Yeah, the Titan or whatever.
Yeah, with those billionaires or whatever. And... which is sad, but...
for the purpose of the meme, it's hilarious.
But they even put a Spirit Halloween on the submarine. And I was like, that's so fucked up, but that's really funny. But that's just dark humor.
The funniest one I saw, there was a kid walking through the back rooms. And he turns the corner, he's like, how? And then the camera turns, and you just see Spirit Halloween.
Yeah, I've seen that one too.
I love that one.
That's hilarious. So anyways, I did work at the Spirit Halloween. And at first, it's an amazing, fun time. You never work at Spirit Halloween for the money. You work there just because you love Halloween. And all my coworkers and I were like, yay, Halloween, Halloween. Like, but by the end of it, you just want it to be done and over with because people just become so aggressive at the end. Like their return policy, like obviously we don't let you return anything on Halloween, or I think they had until the 28th to exchange. And people would be like freaking out and be like, oh, but my kid doesn't fit this. Um, what do you want me to do with it? What do you mean you won't take it back? And as any retail store, it's always like that for any retail store. But I had a point. I had a point to this. Oh, yes. But yeah, people would still be buying costumes. It would be Halloween and they'd just be like, do you have anything cooler than this? And I'd be like, everything I have out is what we have out.
Yeah.
This is what's left. Oh, do you have anything in the back? No.
I hate that. Oh, is it in the back? What do you think is back there?
No. No, everything that there is out already. Maybe in the beginning of the season, not at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, but I only have these two costumes that are my size, and I don't really like them.
Well, pick one.
Can you find me something else?
No.
Which one do you think is better? Oh, this doesn't fit me. Do you have another size? Can you call another store and find out if they have the size? And I'm like, no, I can't.
I hate people.
Yeah. And it's legitimately Halloween.
Mm.
And these people are looking for costumes.
So dumb.
Yeah. And it's like, why are you looking for, like, it's not my fault that you decided to look for a costume the day of Halloween. But yeah, like, it does happen.
I just find it so weird.
It is weird.
Like, we plan our costumes out like a month in advance.
Yeah.
We usually go with groups, but
I will say, like, if there's something small that I need to grab, there could be something left for the day of Halloween that I might grab. Like, if it's like a pair of gloves or something.
Oh, sure.
Simple like that. But majority of the time, we do put our costumes together way before then.
Yeah.
And we DIY a lot.
Always.
Yeah.
It's more fun that way.
I love crafts.
Yeah, we've done it the past couple of years, I think.
Yeah, I believe so. Well, at least I have. There are some years that you don't dress up or you just put like a mask.
Yeah, just because I don't have time always. But this past year we did like different characters from Super Mario, which was fun. And I was Waluigi.
And I did Toad.
You did Toad. And yeah. Anyway, so they're buying their costumes. They come out, they're all dressed like storybook characters, and Laurie's dressed like, Little Red Riding Hood. And they're laughing at her. Even though the costume looked fine. I don't know why they were making fun of her. She looked fine.
I guess because they were princesses and she was like Red Riding Hood.
I get it.
So it was like, I don't know.
I would have been like, fuck you. Who gives a shit? But, yeah, so they go to pay for their costumes, and Laurie's sister is flirting with the cashier and asking him what time he gets off of work, and we're going to this big party out in the woods if you want to meet us there. And then he, of course, is like, oh, it'll be there. And then they go outside, and then her other friends, Janet and Maria, are like, you need to get yourself a date. This is how it's done. And then they go and hit on these two news reporters or news cameramen and basically get them to go to the party as well.
Yeah, and they tell Laurie that she just needs to play hard to get. And yeah.
And they're like, are you sure you don't want to just come to the party with us now? I'm sure there'll be extra people there for you. And she's like, no, I need to find someone on my own. And it's weird, the context that, I don't know how it sounds. Her like, no, I need to get my own person. Like, you're like, all right, she's just looking for a date, but it's aggressive for just a Halloween party.
Yeah, so it's implied that she's still a virgin.
Yeah. Well, no, they come right out and say it. They're like, you're literally a 22-year-old virgin. You need to get on that shit. And she's like, all right, stop it. Um, all while this is happening, there is a hooded man in an alleyway with a girl. This is on the other side of the parade route where they're all kind of at. And he's making out with this girl, and then she start she's like looks down and there's blood everywhere. So I don't know if he stabbed her or bit her or what. But
He bit her.
yeah, he has like vampire fangs. And he bites her, and she goes running into the crowd. But it's Halloween. Nobody, everyone's like, oh well, she's just drunk, and that's
So she actually grabs the hand of the beginning characters, Emma and Henry,
mm,
the robot, and what was he? I don't even
it was a
remember.
character from Flash Gordon.
Yeah, so she grabs Emma and says, "Help me." And then her husband kind of pulls her away,
Yeah, she's like, oh, she's just drunk. Leave her.
and they walk off.
Yeah.
So nobody helps her. She turns right around, and the man dressed as a vampire kills her, props her in the corner, and puts what, glasses over her or something?
No, he just closes her eyes so she looks passed out, and then he just walks away.
Yeah.
Because he put her next to other like drunk, passed out people, so nobody thought anything of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so
Kind of smart, but kind of not.
it's Halloween. Everyone's drunk. They're not really paying attention.
I
So
know, but I
it
mean,
works out until morning at least.
yeah, because then your DNA is all over that person. You left them.
Yeah. But yeah, Lori sees this guy creepily staring at her and then just kind of dismisses it. And then her sister calls and is like, "Oh, I found you a date. There's someone here who really wants to meet you." And she's like, "Oh, is he cute?" And then she looks at the guy and it's a very large man dressed as a baby, just like sitting on his ass. And she's like, "Well, he's nice." And she's like, "All right, so he's hideous." I'm like, all right. So she hangs up on her, and then we see her walking in the woods to the party.
Well, right before then, she's looking around. She sees all the couples and everything,
Hmm.
and she's getting upset. And then she sees a guy that she was going to go approach, but that was like in that horse costume. But then the person in the back comes out,
Mm-hmm.
and it's his girlfriend who's like, is the ass
Yeah.
of the horse. Josh and I were like, yeah, I wouldn't want to be the ass for you. And then he's like, yeah, I wouldn't also not want to be the ass for you either.
No, I don't trust you.
Because he says I'd be walking and having gas.
If I know you, you would eat cheese fries, and it would be the end of it.
Oh, yes, dairy does not do me well.
No.
I love cheese. Cheese just does not love me.
No, it doesn't.
Ice cream doesn't either.
Ice cream, milk, none of it.
Yeah, it's very sad.
It is sad.
Why make things delicious if I cannot have them?
Yeah. So Lori's walking in the woods, dressed as Little Red Riding Hood. So you kind of see where this is going. And she gets attacked by the hooded man from earlier. And he goes to bite her, and then it cuts to the next scene at the party, and everybody's just like wondering where she is. And you see a body in a red hood get thrown into the crowd, basically. And they're like, oh shit, is it her? And they lift the hood, and it's the man wrapped in the cloak. And he's like freaking out because he's like fucked up. And Lori takes his mask off, and it's Principal Wilkins, dressed as a vampire. And then we just see Lori strut in, all calm. And they're like, what took you so long? And they gave her a beer, and they're like, all right, well, you're up. It's your first time. Make it count, basically.
Yeah, he bit her too.
He bit her, and they're like, are you okay? She's like, hey, he bit me, but it's fine. This is my favorite scene in the whole movie because they play Marilyn Manson and it's amazing.
You know, that song almost was Fever.
Really?
Yep.
Hmm.
And then they changed it to that song.
This one was better.
This is also our friend Mecca's favorite scene. So she's our she's our lesbian friend.
See, it's my favorite scene for other reasons, but yeah, I could
Yeah.
see hers.
It could be your favorite scene. I don't care. I don't
No,
judge.
I like blood and gore.
It's so funny. She watched this movie for the first time last year, I think. I put it on.
Yeah.
For girls' night, one night. And she got super excited, this scene. And was like, why didn't you tell me this film was lesbian? It's a lesbian film.
It's not, though. That's the thing. So you get very confused up until this point because you're like, what is happening? Like, why are they all in the woods and why is there guys laying there? Also, they were rolling in bodies from people dressed up at that Halloween party from the beginning with the teachers.
Uh-huh.
There you see a giant hot dog costume get rolled into the pile. But they just start taking their clothes off and you're like, what is happening? But then they don't stop and they start ripping their skin off. And it turns out they're a pack of werewolves.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fucking awesome. And she just like crouches down over him and like little Red Riding Hood. She's like, my, what big eyes you have. And then just fucking gnaws on him.
Yep.
It's
so
awesome.
Her first time was referring to her first kill.
Yeah. She's like, it's my first time. Please bear with me or be gentle, something like that. Then she fucking rips his throat out. Awesome. Yeah, I loved that scene. It was fucking great.
It's a good scene. And then they're all getting eaten, whatever, ripped apart. And you hear them all screaming and everything. And Sam is just sitting on a stoop, like watching them.
Just sitting by the fire, just eating candy, watching them.
Yeah.
And they foreshadow this in a few scenes earlier because they're getting on that little elevator to go into the rock quarry and you hear a wolf howling and Rhonda's like, werewolves.
That, and then the teacher that opened the door that was like drunk off of her mind to the kids in the beginning, she was wearing a werewolf costume.
Yeah, it's pretty great. But now we're back at the house of Mr. Krieg.
Mr. Wilkins' neighbor.
Yeah. So you basically see these kids go up trick-or-treating at his house and the door opens and you just see like eyes light up and growling and the kids run away as his little dog Spike goes chasing them with the Halloween mask on. And they drop their candy and he picks it up. I guess it's what he always does. He gets free candy that way. And they go back inside and he's just a crotchety old man, doesn't want anything to do with anybody.
He hates Halloween. He hates people probably too.
Yeah. We see his side of the fence when he goes out and yells at Principal Wilkins. And he's like, oh, who's out here? I got an NRA membership and a shotgun over my fireplace.
Yeah, and it's funny because at one point earlier in the film, Wilkins was walking into his house and you saw from the window, Mr. Krieg, banging on the window, like, ask Wilkins, help. And then Wilkins goes, screw you, walks in the house. And then you see Sam jump over Mr. Krieg.
Tackle
him.
But before that, we see Mr. Krieg go outside and then he turns around and he sees his dog barking up the stairs. And he runs back inside and Spike goes upstairs and you hear him whimpering and then it just goes silent. So he grabs a shotgun and he starts creeping up the stairs, and you just see a little figure in feety pajamas run by, and you know it's Sam because you see the big ass head. Sam is adorable.
Sam is adorable. Sam was also played by a child, though, for this movie.
Smart decision.
Yes.
He's got like a little orange onesie and a giant round burlap sack mask, and it's adorable. So you see him run by. So Mr. Krieg goes up the stairs and he creeps into the bedroom, and he sees the bed sheets moving, and he moves the sheet, and it's like a little toy hand moving, like a little skeleton hand moving. And did the room light up on its own, or did he light a candle? I forget.
No, it lit up by itself.
Lit up by itself.
Uh-huh.
And then all over the walls and the ceiling is like trick or treat and like just different things written out. So he's freaking out. And as he's looking up at that, you just see a little hand come out from under the bed with a, you know, like a big knife and just like slices his leg. And you see Mr. Krieg drop. And then you see a little Sam come out and he pulls out a candy bar. Mr. Krieg's like, the fuck? And he unwraps it and you just see a razor blade sticking out of the chocolate. So he starts freaking out.
Yeah, so he uses his shotgun to shoot at him, and then the lights go off, and he's no longer there. So then Mr. Krieg goes to go downstairs, and he gets, what is it? He gets hit again.
He falls like hard.
Yeah, but he hits him before he falls down the stairs. He gets hit again by Sam. And then he goes tumbling down the stairs. There's candy everywhere.
Candy and razor blades.
Yeah, candy,
like
razor
broken
blades,
glass.
everything, broken glass. He goes tumbling down. And now he's screaming because now he has glass all up in his hands to get up. And yeah.
And he tries to go out the front door. He has so many locks on his door that it's taking a while.
Why would you have that many locks on your door?
I think I have a reason for it, but I'll get into it later.
Okay.
But as we see him trying to unlock the door, you just look up and see little Sam crawling across the ceiling and drops on him and attacks him. And is this where he rips his mask off?
Yes.
Yeah, he's like grabbing at him, rips his little burlap sack mask off, and you see Sam's got a little pumpkin head.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
I mean, he looks creepier without the sack, but still not as bad.
Still not bad.
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh.
Not if it was attacking you.
I still would be. I'm like, you're cute. Stop attacking me. It's adorable.
You're cute. Please stop attacking me. What would you like?
Yeah. I got candy. It's fine. But yeah, then that's when we see him like run to the back window and he's banging on the window, and then Sam runs and tackles him again, and there's like a whole thing of them going back and forth with the shotgun, and then he fucking blasts him. And
he goes to call 911, and first of all, the police put him on hold.
Immediately put him on hold.
Put him on hold. Then they finally come back, and then he's like, hello, I need help. Phone line goes dead. And then, yep, Sam starts, his hand actually, that he cut off, slices him with the razor.
Yeah, because Sam's hand gets, I don't know if it gets shot off or what, but like his hand gets detached and then comes and slices him with the razor.
And then his body is starting to come back alive again.
Yeah, because he shot him a few times, like double tapped him.
Yep. He did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But no match. Sam is coming back to life, and Wilkins starts, not Wilkins. I don't know why I called him Wilkins. So Mr. Krieg starts freaking out, and he goes to try to grab at anything from above him. Like, you know, when you just start grabbing anything to help him. And Sam pulls out the famous lollipop that everybody knows and loves.
Mhm.
Every time you go into like any of the costume stores, you'll see it. That half chewed lollipop, he bites half of it off and it's all razor sharp
Mm-hmm.
on the other side. And he goes to finish the job. But then as he goes to stab him with that lollipop, he hits right into a candy bar, like a fig bar or something, a Newton bar,
Fig Newton.
a fig Newton bar. And instead of hitting him, he hits the chocolate bar and Sam just looks at it and he just starts eating it. And then he just calmly backs away.
Mm-hmm. And all of this because before the whole thing with Sam started, Mr. Krieg is sitting in the living room burning pictures. And later on, you see the picture and you realize that Mr. Krieg is actually the bus driver from the massacre.
Yep. From the story.
And that's why he's being attacked. It's not a random thing. But now that he gave him the chocolate.
Well, originally he was being attacked was because he didn't give candy out to the kids.
Yeah.
Because, Sam will leave you alone as long as because he poses as a kid trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
And as long as you give him candy, he'll leave you alone.
Mm.
But you have to follow the Halloween traditions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like trick or treat. Yeah. So he didn't give out candy. So Sam came to fuck him up.
Yeah.
But then because he technically gave him candy at the end, he's like, all right, I'm leaving.
And he does. He leaves.
And he leaves.
And we then see Mr. Krieg wrapped up in bandages because he's all fucked up. And he is now handing out giant handfuls of candy to trick-or-treaters because he learned his lesson.
Oh, he learned his lesson. He got his shit rocked. So now he's going to give out candy. But as he opens the door to these first kids that were like, dressed as like the Three Little Pigs or something.
Mm-hmm.
As he's handing them out candy, he sees right across the street, Sam it focuses in on the beginning of Emma and Henry returning home and her saying she hates Halloween and blowing out the lantern. And Sam is seeing her from a distance and he goes to their house.
With the candy, the lollipop that he's going to stab her with.
Yeah. And instead of Mr. Krieg warning them or saying anything, he just minds his own fucking business and he goes right back into his house. And as that happens, we're all like, this motherfucker.
Yep, but the doorbell rings again.
Yep.
And he goes and he opens it, and instead of some nice little children looking for candy, it is the dead children from the bus massacre looking for Mr. Krieg. And they fucking ruin him.
Yep. And the ending is a whole bunch of like comic strips of the whole series, of the whole movie series, and you just hear him screaming in the background, getting torn up.
And that's why I think he had all the locks on his doors, just in case something like that were to happen. But it didn't help.
No, that didn't help. I didn't think it was anything like that. Some people just, I don't know, they just really, really like to barricade themselves in the house and they like to lock up everything, every single thing. Like you.
Like me.
One time Josh locked me out of my own house because I went to, what was it? I think I went to go throw the garbage out, which I usually don't. It was either I went to go throw the garbage out or bring groceries in or something.
I forget.
Or get something from my car.
It must have been groceries because I would have been helping you and I probably went in before you and closed the door behind me.
So, I don't think so because I think you were away. I think I really went to the garbage and I think I went to go get the mail maybe.
Maybe.
Because we live in a condo, so he probably didn't see me. In those few minutes that I went outside, he went and locked the door, the house door. And then I was like, what the heck? Like, why is the door locked? Yeah, so I had to call him and be like, you locked the door on me. Yeah.
In my defense, I probably didn't know you were out there. And I saw the door was unlocked.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah. Josh will lock up everything. I also went out one night with like my cousins and I returned back super late and he had everything locked too. And I could not get in the house.
Because you don't bring your house key anywhere.
Okay, that time I didn't bring my house key because you went to service my car. So Josh works with cars.
Yes.
So usually anytime my car needs some type of maintenance, he brings it with him. So originally on my keys, I had everything together. Like the keys, the house key, everything together. So then I just went out and then when I got home, everything was locked. You had passed out on the couch.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because I was watching House of a Thousand Corpses and I fell asleep.
Yep.
But yeah. Anyway. So that's trick or treat.
That is trick or treat. I have some facts for you guys, some fun facts.
What do you got?
Alrighty. Okay, hold on. Let me see what I have. So I did already mention it, but the kid that played Sam was an actual kid, an 8-year-old kid. He's now 27. Quinn Lord is his name. The whole bit of Sam's name I had already said. Okay. So those kids that were casted for the bus massacre scene were actually real kids that had like injuries or disabilities and stuff. So they actually casted those kids as kids like that.
That's pretty cool.
Which was really awesome.
Yeah.
Their costumes, another little fun fact regarding those kids' costumes, they were inspired by real children from vintage photos.
Yeah. Yeah, their costumes were creepy as shit.
They were creepy as shit, but like those are just like really, really old-timey costumes that kids used to wear back in the day.
I have shot glasses with pictures of them on it.
Wow. Many of the kids that were trick-or-treating in this movie were actual little people.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either. Which there isn't that many kids like trick-or-treating in the background, but
not a lot. Yeah.
There isn't a lot, but the few that they used were actual little people. So the jack-o'-lanterns in this movie primarily were made out of foam or ceramic. So they made this running joke that no pumpkins were harmed in this movie. And then this movie, before landing on Trick or Treat, was named, they went through several other different names. It started off as Season's Greetings, but they quickly changed it because it sounded more like a Christmas film. So they were like, okay, like we're going to go with something else. Then it went to Halloween Terrors, Jack-o'-lantern's Tales, October the 31st. And then eventually they finally settled on Trick or Treat. But because there was already a film named Trick or Treat, they opted to change the middle to just an R to have it a little bit different. Yeah, and that was my last little fun fact for you.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I was like, I'll try to get in some fun facts for you guys for movies. What do you think this film got on Rotten Tomatoes?
It's going to be like an 80 something.
Yeah, pretty good. So on Rotten Tomatoes, it got an 82%.
Okay.
And the popcorn meter, highest I've ever seen, which is audience review, 99%.
Oh, wow.
Wow. I've never really seen things get like a 99% on anything.
It's deserved, though. It's a good movie.
It is a really, really good movie.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun. It doesn't. There's another movie that doesn't take itself too serious, obviously, because there's like werewolves and shit. But
It's a lot of fun. I mean, when I was Googling it, I did see something along the lines of them saying that Trick or Treat 2 was already, like a script was already ready for it, ready to go. It's just they have not gotten the green light on production.
Mm.
And then you were saying like, yeah, they'll probably make a second one.
They will. Because it came out in 2007, but you go to Spirit Halloween, and the majority of shit you see there is Trick or Treat, Sam, like all of that.
Isn't that why we ended up watching Trick or Treat? Because I know that we just watched it like a couple years ago. Not too long ago. Like a few years back.
Yeah.
But definitely we never watched it in 2007 or 2009, like anywhere close to when it came out.
No, we saw it more recently.
Yeah. Like probably, I would say 2-3 years. We first saw this movie.
Yeah.
We didn't know anything about it. I think the only thing that sparked our interest into watching this film, because I've always seen the film, but I've never thought to watch it or anything, was simply because I was working at Spirit Halloween and we saw that there was so much, there was just a big section of costumes and different things for that movie that were like, it must be really good for it to have all that stuff.
Yeah. It's a cult classic now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a huge movie. It's so big, in fact, that Call of Duty, you could play as Sam. Like, they brought him as a character to play as, like, within the past couple of years. So it's only a matter of time before a sequel comes out, and I just hope it's as good. But who knows?
Well, if it's going to take this long, I would hope that it is going to be really good. Because I do feel like when they do tend to drag things out for a while, and then they do a second movie, it does end up being at least equal to the first movie. Sometimes, yes, I know. But I'm referring back to like Ready or Not. The second one, you have to admit, like it was
just as good.
It was just as good.
Yep.
But that one took some time. Like first one came out 2019. This new one, what?
This year.
This year. So like what, 6 years later?
Mm-hmm.
So it did take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Yeah, it really depends on who makes it and the storyline. If the story's shit, it's not going to be a good movie. But I don't know. There's a lot they can do with it. I do love the horror movies that are different stories all mixed into one. Like that other movie I love, Tales of Halloween, does that.
Ah, I love that one.
Yeah.
We have to review that one.
Ooh. That's the killer in the beginning of that reminds me of Sam because his name is Sweet Tooth. But if you leave out candy for him, he doesn't kill you. So it's kind of similar. But yeah, we'll definitely talk about that one. But no, I love different stories mixed into one. They always do it so well.
I love I've already mentioned it before, but I always love circular structure movies that just tie it in so nicely.
Yeah. One thing, we don't know what happens to the dog. Like, I'm sure Sam got him, but we never see the dog.
As for good reasons, because I'm pretty sure he killed it.
I'm sure he did too.
But yeah, because if that was shown on screen, I would have turned off the movie.
Yeah.
I would have been like, I'm good. Once an animal is killed and you see it, then I'm just like, this movie's not for me.
Yeah. The only one that I've been able to get past is Signs, because they do it very early on.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
But other movies, they just don't need to do it. Like, what was that one that came out last year, Firestarter or whatever, with Zac Efron, I think, and the fucking with the cat? That didn't need that.
It's been a couple years since I've watched that movie. It wasn't that great.
It was a bad movie. I stopped watching it halfway through.
Oh, you did fall asleep, right?
I got up
Yeah.
and went to bed. I'm like, I'm not watching that.
I know it was like that was a couple years back ago
Yeah.
that movie came out. I know a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, like Zac Efron's old enough to play a dad now." Like, yeah,
Yeah.
he is, but he looks hurting with the plastic surgery.
Yeah, that chin.
I know.
It's very rough.
Ugh, I know.
But I don't want to start talking about Zac Efron. So that was Trick or Treat. That was the movie of this week. Jess spun the wheel last week, and you got 2020s and up.
I got 2020s and up. I think I'm set on doing 2020s and up, but just for shits and giggles,
You know, spin again.
I'm gonna spin again. So
Just to see what you get.
just to see what I actually would like, what I would get, even though realistically I should have just spun it this week.
That's fine.
But it's always so nice to hear us talking and then just hear the wheel spin.
Yeah.
It's like a little ASMR. So here we go.
Good spin. Oh, look, 2020s
I
up.
literally got 2020s and up. So it's meant to be.
Yeah.
It's just meant to be.
We just had to be sure.
Yeah. But I had even said to Josh last episode, I might as well just do 2020s and up because from our original stuff that we put on the wheel, the only two that were left that were original topics were 2020s and up and psychological.
Mm.
And you already know how I feel about psychological. I'm not the biggest fan of it,
No.
even though I know that there is a lot of listeners that love psychological, and we will one day get that, because I don't think we're going to add any more topics.
Not until psychological's off. Because 2020s and up is coming off, and then we're eventually when we land on psychological and we erase that, we could add more.
I was even thinking that we didn't even have to add any more, like, for now, because I think that since we only record like once a week, that we have enough topics to get us through October, basically. And then I figured October we would do something a little bit more special for October, like themes.
Mm-hmm.
We were discussing off mic some themes that we wanted to do, like when Halloween time came, October, we would do like movies that are only during Halloween time, or the theme is centered around Halloween, the holiday. And for November, it would be more either Thanksgiving or Black Friday type movies. And same with December, it'd be like Christmas type movies.
Yeah.
New Year's, if there's any horror movies to do with New Year's.
I'll find one.
I'm sure there is. There has to be. There always is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were going to do those themes.
I like it.
For those months. And yeah. So then when that time comes, we're going to put the wheel away for a little bit. Or maybe we'll put like, I don't know. We'll come up with things, you know, we'll brainstorm off mic and we'll come back and tell you guys about it.
Yeah, we'll get there.
We will get there.
But as always, thank you all so much for listening. We sure hope you enjoyed. If you've not seen the movie, please go watch it. It's very good.
It is, and it was very, very underrated. It is getting recognized now, but it's been out so long. And I know that there's a whole bunch of people out there that have not seen this movie yet.
Yeah, and it's honestly it's a quick watch. Like it's not going to take up much of your time. It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah, and if you love Halloween, you will definitely love this movie.
Yeah.
I don't think this is bad. I don't think this is a bad one to sit down and watch with your kids either.
Honestly, not really.
Like, if you're introducing them to horror movies, I think this one is not as bad.
Yeah, there's some bloody scenes, but really nothing that bad.
Yeah, but it's not, like, really gory. That I'd be okay.
Yeah.
If our kid watched this.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Trick or Treat.
That is Trick or Treat. We're going to be back next week with my 2020s and up pick for the week. And yeah. So enjoy. Thank you so much for listening. Whether you're listening in the morning, night, or whenever you're listening to it. And yeah, thank you for coming back each week. And yeah, I don't have anything else, do you?
I got nothing.
I mean, look us up on Instagram, the Spooky Swans Podcast, YouTube. Hit that subscribe button.
Do all the things.
Yes, because once we get enough subscribers, Josh and I talked about trying to do a couple little things for YouTube.
Yeah. We'll get there. We have ideas we're playing with, but
we will get there. We have some ideas we're playing with, but definitely hit that subscribe button because when it does come out, you don't want to miss it. You want to be the first person. You don't want to get FOMO. So,
great.
Yeah, so go ahead and hit that little subscribe button. If you're listening on Apple Podcast, that's cool. Amazon, cool. We're there too. Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty, guys.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Bye, guys.